Welcome back to K&L Farms, and I'm back on the off-grid homestead today, and I'll catch you up a little bit, but if you're following along on my channel, you'll see that I haven't made a lot of progress. A bunch of other stuff came up I had to do, but I got a couple 3 days now that I can actually get back on it. Okay, so I'm building it by myself, and I'm not a contractor, but I built my share of buildings, but I've never done a timber frame building. I'll illustrate some tools and I'll link them in the description. If you're so inclined you'd like to go check them out, they're on Amazon, my Amazon account. Be my guest. This is one that we use if we're ever doing columns. It's I call it a post level. It fits in the corner, got a rubber band. It's got 3 levels on it, so you can actually, by yourself, you can shift that post around to get it in pretty close. Put a couple temporary braces in, which I'll explain more later on. I got a driver in here, a couple ladders. This ladder is just primarily for protection, so that if this beam falls off, this beam is not secure. Actually, that header and that header is secure. This one's not. But if you look, I've got it on top of the other header. This one's going to get screwed down, and I had to level this column off and use temporary braces, because once I get this screwed down, where this is plumb, I'm going to the excuse me, the other end, and I got to move that one around, and I couldn't chase both of them. Approximately 10 feet apart. I had to do one at a time, so I just plumbed this one, secured this one, and then I'll screw this top, go to the other end in just a moment, and screw that top off. And when I got a 6-inch long screw that I'm using for temporary, the only pro tip you're going to get from me probably is put these screws on, don't put them in the center. That flat spot is approximately 6 inches by 6 inches. Put them on the edges, because then you can come back after you got it together, you got it temped out, you can bore a hole through the center all the way into this column, and then put a tapered piece of dowel, possibly oak, hickory, whatever you'd like to use, and drive that post or that piece of dowel. Say you got it, say you do a 2-inch, drill a hole through the top header, the secondary header, into this post, and then drive that down, and as it ages, that'll tighten up, and that'll make a more secure area for a joint. And that's kind of how they did it in the old day. And you'd see a dowel sticking up. In fact, if I do it that way, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but when I do it that way, you'll see a whole bunch of dowels come around. You come back with just a handsaw and cut them all off to flush, and then, but I can't put rafters on. I won't be able to put rafters on with a post sticking up. I'll have to flush it off. Let me show you that level and that driver, and then I'm going to check this out and put this couple of these screws in, and then go to the far side. Standard 4-foot level, and just a driver. This is actually a driver, it's not a drill. There's a difference between drivers and drills. This is a driver, and this is probably my 4th or 5th level that I purchased in my lifetime. And the last one, I did a concrete floor like this one, and it was hot. At the end of the day, it was maybe between 90 and 100 degrees. I forgot it outside, came back the next day, checked it, it was no longer level. So if you're going to use levels, in my case I've got all 4 of them, and I just put on, either bad, out of level, something, so I know which one's which. And I just, for this project, I picked a good one. The better of the 4 anyway. Pretty sure you can see me up here on the ladder, and I'm just going to secure this one and put this other column. I'm going to secure this one and put this other column on top of it. I'm not going to secure it yet, but I just don't want it falling off, because if it comes off there, I'd probably have a video that finally went viral. Too close to the edge, and I don't want to leave that screw exposed. I'm bringing it back in a 1/2 inch. Try and go straight this time. Okay, did you see it suck down a little bit? And that's in this 2-inch corner over here. I'm going to shoot for this inside corner, about 2 inches in, which leaves the center unexposed to drill later on. Okay, yep, drop the bit, that happens. Now I'm going to try and pick this up and put it in that socket. And I'm going to try and flare it with my butt a little bit, like that. Bring it back in. And I'll probably tap that other end in, but I got to find that driver bit. And then I'll go down the other end of this column, this header, on that end, and secure that end. If I can find that bit. It's got to shift my way. Well, I got to take this header and bring it my way. But and then that whole outside wall's got to go this way. Maybe an 1/8 of an inch, but let me see if I can find that driver. And if I can't, I'll have to cut the video short. Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay. Now, I don't know why that thing keeps falling off there, but it does. Okay, so let's go to the other end. Bring my short ladder over this way. I'm going to take off my post level and put it on the other one because it helps me out by myself. Okay, now probably get me a hammer because it looks like it's got to shift towards the camera about 3 inches. Then to get the driver, take the driver up with me if it'll stay. Now that other end will stay for sure because it's been screwed in place. Okay, I'm going to check with my long level. Yeah, that looks pretty good off the short level. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. Doesn't look bad for me anyway. Okay, it's a little bit heavy your way. Okay, I can work with that. Put a couple screws in this side and then come back towards the camera and figure out that other header a little bit. And remember, put them in the corners. Sets them down pretty good so that they don't stick up and cause you grief later on. Drop the bit again. Try to fall off the ladder. Okay, so this header here, I don't know if you can see them indicated. That header here is secure. That header there is secure. This one's not. So I'm going to work on this end but it looks like it needs to go that way. And I'm going to tap that over with a hammer to get that joint fixed up a bit better. See, this joint's exposed a little bit. I go for that. I'm going to tap this column this way a little bit because it's still that way a quarter or an eighth. Okay, so I'm going to take this temp and tap this temp down a little bit. And I'll check it on this end. I'm going for that. Okay. Oh, I got 4 screws in my pocket, I'm pretty sure. Get this ladder up. There we go, that's a little better. Now remember, I put it in this corner, this time this corner, and this corner. About 2 inches offset from the edge. Because I'm trying to drive through this, and into that post. But I want the center of it to be open so I can drill it later on and put a dowel in it. Now all this, if you follow the channel, I cut it all on my sawmill. I've got plenty of videos showing you cutting 6x6s. And you notice they have twist in them. And that's just the nature of the beast. Everything that's green is going to twist on you. And it's probably, before I'm done, it's going to crack a little bit too. I'll probably crack and check some. But I'm trying to get these corners in, so then I can start getting rafters. Now that piece over there, I'll illustrate. That one's secure. This column's straight. That column and that column are plumb, I'm sorry. This header is still on the sawmill, so I've got to bring that header up later on. That header I haven't cut yet. I've got a piece I can make of that. That header over there I'm still short. Those 2 headers I've made. So let's get this corner secure, and you'll have an idea of how the off-grid cabin is going. This one's got a pretty good twist in it, but it's something you got to learn to live with. And then I'll end the video here in just a minute. As soon as I get these 2 screws in. Okay, so from that old existing building, big barn, to through this, columns are straight and plumb. These are secure. So, and I'm going to leave those temps on while I build the rest of it. These temp braces right here. I'll leave those on for now. Just got to remember to pick up my driver and my level, because I explained the importance of storing that inside. And that's what I had for today. Thank you, and have a good day.